You're watching Sports Final.
Well, tip-top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final. We start tonight with the story of an old friend, a familiar face to those of you who follow Tri-State football, and one of the toughest and most fun kids I've ever known, locked in the biggest fight of his life.
Actually, I was just laying on the couch one day, and I just felt a lump on my neck, and it was just out of the ordinary, and I knew the day before it wasn't there. So I went to the doctor the next day and got it checked out, and they did some blood tests and did a couple things, and they really weren't finding anything. So the doc said we got to do a biopsy, and come to find out, I ended up having what's called Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Back in his athletic heyday, Willie Thompson had quite the talent for tormenting quarterbacks. And if we're going to be completely honest here, the occasional authority figure as well. You see, Willie has always been the epitome of the word rambunctious, a fun-loving kid just a little too full of life, which made word of his diagnosis with Hodgkin's disease hit with a thud. But if ever someone was born spoiling for a fight, it was Willie, even if it's the fight of his life.
I got a great doctor. He's been treating this for 27 years, has a great cure rate, and after talking with him, I've just had nothing but, optimism. I've been, very excited and not letting this really get me down and just kind of taking it head on.
Definitely gives you a chill down your spine thinking about, somebody as young as Willie suffering from cancer like he is. The good thing is he is young, he is in great shape, and so he's going to be able to fight through this and fight it off. But holy smokes, does it make you think.
It also made his friends, family, and former teammates act today on behalf of one of the most likable personalities they've ever met. A fundraising gathering today in Springfield for the Bogies for Big Willie golf outing to help raise money to help defray his many medical costs.
My partner today, Cole Cameron, his sister died when she was, 12. She had a form of breast cancer. And both my parents were diagnosed last year with colon cancer, and it kind of puts things into perspective a lot in life.
It's unfortunate that it happened to him, but we're all out here today to, celebrate with him and recognize what happens, and we'll get through this, and we're all going to work together and do what we can for Willie as he would do for any of us.
I've got Carthage friends here, IC friends here, my Chatham, Springfield friends and family, and it's very emotional, and I just honestly, like I said, I feel very loved.
And the mood of the event couldn't have been any more pitch perfect for a Willie Thompson benefit. Lots of hugs, lots of old jokes, and a few adult beverages. And one piece of incredibly good news amid a host of some really ugly golf shots.
2 weeks ago with a full body scan, the 4 masses in my chest have pretty much shrunk down, and I've jumped from a 70% cure rate to 95.
You've been in some tough spots. This is the toughest thing you've ever gone through?
I think losing my dad, a couple years ago was probably the hardest thing, but I think having to go through that has helped me go through this. I think if I can get through losing him, I can beat this no problem.
One of my all-time favorite kids, a fundraiser has been set up for Willie to help defray his medical costs. You can find it on Facebook or via fundraiser.com. Let's talk some high school baseball today. Macomb, Illini West going at it. 1-1 tie here. Evan McGaffey, he's had himself a week. This his 4th home run of the week and 7th of the season. And I think it's probably the furthest Evan ever hit. It cleared the trees on the fly. 3-run jack put Illini West up on Macomb at that point 4-1. Here come the Bombers with 9 unanswered runs, however. And it would start with Matt Lawver, who was swinging a hot bat in his own right. The big lefty going opposite field this time to drive home a run. A little bit later, it's Wes Moore going to go 5-hole to score one, as I mentioned. The Bombers' offense comes to life. They get the win over Illini West. 10-4 was your final. Meanwhile, Battle of Adams County today. Payson and Liberty going at it. How about Jared Shover right here, hammering a pitch off the wall and left. That RBI triple would score Tyler Ormond and make it 1-0 Liberty. Ormond, one of the hottest players in the area right now. He was good as well. Liberty bats around in the frame. This is a bases clearing triple from Tyler, and it was that kind of day for Payson Seymour, unfortunately for them. Fortunately for Liberty, off the schneid tonight. They win 13-3 in 5 innings. Jared Shover improves to 8-1 on the season on the Hill. Elsewhere, Chatham Glenwood, too much for Quincy High, winning 12-zip and 7-3 in a doubleheader. Quincy Notre Dame playing against Peru St. Bede today. 9-4 was your final in that one, and congratulations to West Hancock, winner of its 20th game of the season. 12-3 was your final. Elsewhere, Unity holds off Pittsfield 6-5. Beardstown knocked off by Sacred Heart Griffin, and it was Brashear getting clobbered tonight by Canton 21-6 was your final. We've got softball for you as well today. Macomb, West Prairie. The Cyclones trying to come back. Down in the top of the 6th, Paige Webster, who had a solo home run in this game, gets the rocket shot to tie that game back up. Then it's Tabby Bilderback breaking the deadlock right here. Nice piece of hitting from her. That makes it 6-5 in favor of the Clones. More to come right here. Morgan Weaver going to step up and deliver as well as the Cyclones rally back and get the win on the road at Macomb today. 8-5 would be your final in that ball game. Also tonight, Quincy Notre Dame gets a home run from Ariana Rigg to beat Varna Midland in the first game of a twin bill, 8-2, and then Q&D beats Varna Midland 10-6 as well in the second. Also Pittsfield tonight, a winner over Western, 6-2 was your final there. College baseball for you now. John Wood and Parkland, big series between these two. Alexis Pena on the mound, but on the 4th, Pena forces Parkland into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. Scoreless game at that point. A little bit later, Stephen Kaler going to step up and do some work to score Nate Seldenbridge right here. Nate Seldenbridge comes home to score at that point, and that, my friends, put John Wood up 1-0. However, Parkland sweeps a very pivotal twin bill on the road today, or at least Parkland was at home over John Wood, 3-2 and 7-3 to were your finals in those ball games. Now on the signing front, it's always intriguing when Jerry Jerome returns to Hancock County to hunt basketball talent. Today, he got a very versatile recruit in West Hancock's very intriguing Jacey Hartweg.
The program there was great. They've obviously had a lot of success last year, and when I saw the games, it was always exciting, and their faculty really gets into the games, which was a big plus too. It was just an exciting atmosphere to be in, and I want to do that next year. On the court, I feel like I can shoot the outside shots. I've been working a lot on that, and I feel like I'm very confident in my three-pointers. I like the biology and the pre-med stuff. I think I want to go into the medical field with it. I have a whole year at Southeastern, and then I'll narrow it down more, but I definitely like the sciences.
Wonderful player Jacey. Also today marked Quincy High's soccer's annual tribute to all of its seniors. A special twist Matt Longo puts on signing day, paying homage to all of the players who mattered, whether they will continue to play soccer at the next level or not.
There are 10 kids going to 10 different schools, and that's the plus. I put credit to our school and our administration and our counselors and our teachers that have prepared these kids to get away from Quincy and find out what it's like on the other side in a different town and a different community. But they'll always wear Quincy across their chests and represent Quincy High School, their parents, and our Quincy community. I think they have left goals that are attainable because these kids right there showed that if you put your mind to it, you can reach anything that you want. And this senior group of 23-3 set a standard that if these younger kids work hard, maybe they can go 24-2 and make the Final Four, if not the state championship. That's our goal every year, and those younger kids that were sitting out there tonight, hopefully that'll pay off.
4 of the players moving on for the Blue Devils include Dalton Stark to Culver Stockton, also the outstanding Felix Bruner to Truman State, Nate Viles going to Heartland Community College, and Dylan Hoshers headed to UIS. One baseball score to correct for you really quickly when you had this wrong in the computer. Q&D actually beat St. Bede today, 9-4 was your final on that ball game. Now one bit of catching up on the signing front as well. On Thursday, Payson Seymour's Abram Wiseman became the newest member of the Hannibal LaGrange baseball family as well.
Being a local school, I just like that it's right across the river, right there, and being able to get playing time. It was a pretty stressful process, more stress on my mom than me, but I narrowed it down between 2 colleges and finally went with HLG, playing baseball and staying local. I'm pretty nervous, but pretty sad that the season's ending, but pretty excited that we have a pretty good chance of winning regionals this year.
Well, our congratulations to Abram Wiseman. Some basketball news to pass along, and it involves former KHQA Player of the Year Carly Gangenbacher, who is moving on from Quincy University. She announced earlier this year she would be transferring. We now know where. It is Minnesota State at Mankato, which coincidentally enough is where former Quincy University star Jessica Keller is now an assistant coach. The Mavericks won the Division II national title back in 2009. Last year, they finished 18-11 and made an NCAA tournament appearance. They're getting an awfully good player in Carly Gangenbacher. Also tonight, Mark Twain has made good on its rumored move to the Emo. According to the Quincy Herald-Whig, the Tigers will vacate the Clarence Cannon Conference, effective for the 2014-2015 school year for all sports. Again, Mark Twain moving to the Emo, where their conference foes will include the likes of Clopton and Rice City. instead of the Mark Twains, or excuse me, instead of the Monroe Cities, Centralias, and Macons of the world moving forward. Again, that is effective in 2014 and 2015. Effective tomorrow, we've got a really busy day for you coming up on Overtime, including soccer highlights from Quincy Notre Dame, the big rematch with a Rochester team that ended up taking them out last season. So that game going to be an awful lot of fun, and certainly an awful lot for the Lady Raiders, again, to try to settle the score tomorrow. We've got some track and field for you coming from Missouri. Also, John Wood and Parkland continue, this time the baseball game in Quincy. All of that, plus much, much more. All of your typical fun and frivolity right here on Overtime. And if you missed it at 6 o'clock, our man Colby Curry was our latest featuree from the Royals reunion series we did this past week. He is a Hamilton young man who's now working in the front office as part of the communications department for the Royals. You will be able to see that feature if you missed it at 6 online at connecttristates.com. I'm all out of time. Again, huge overtime coming your way tomorrow at 10:30. We'll see you then, everybody. Hope you have yourselves a great weekend until then. And again, for all the sports, 1/2 hour coming up tomorrow night, it's Overtime right here with me. We'll see you right there, right then.